A very popular genre in anime and manga today is comedy. Comedy does not only stand well on its own, but is also commonly paired up with other genres. In today's video, let's look at how you can create your own comedy, manga, comic, or novel, and how you can apply these techniques to the story you're telling. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. It's time to turn your manga into a masterpiece. First of all, understand what makes your target audience laugh. To begin creating comedy, you first need to consider who you're writing this comedy for and what makes those people laugh. In many cases, especially if you match up to the target audience, you can consider what makes you laugh and go from there. If there is a particular type of comedy that you enjoy, then consider what kinds of humor make you laugh and maybe make notes or just consider these things and think about how you can apply those humorous moments to the story you're creating. If you're creating comedy for a different type of target audience, like children for example, you need to look at what makes that particular target audience laugh and then include that in your story. Now, to continue on with this tip, it's also important to know the different types of comedy, because understanding the different types of comedy can change the way you may present that comedy. Some of the most popular types of comedy include slapstick comedy, which is very exaggerated and comical. In a manga, this may show up more in an episodic format, sometimes in a 4-panel manga style, similar to the way that Nichijou presents things. Romantic comedy is also another popular type of comedy. This combines romance with comical situations or events. There is also situational comedy. This puts characters in events or places which are used to drive the humor. The location itself is used to directly create the comedy. So if your character is consistently in a work environment, for example, then the work environment would consistently bring certain situations up that would create the comedy in the story. There's also parody. This is when you look at already created media and you create a twist on it, put a spin on it, or create an imitation of it. Surreal comedy is also quite popular. This is when comedy is created from surreal situations. I think Nichijou is one of the best examples of surreal comedy in manga or anime. I have a short video about this right here if you want to check that one out. There's also relatable comedy. This is when you create comedy specifically designed to be relatable to your target audience. So these are some of the most popular types of comedy which you may wish to gain inspiration from as you're creating your comedy manga or novel. But keep in mind that the key here is to consider who you're writing this story for and what makes those people laugh. Number 2. Place your characters in comical situations. Place your characters in moments where funny or odd situations occur. I recommend considering the types of comedy I mentioned in the previous tip and then consider how you might place your characters in these particular moments. Consider what types of situations may happen in these different types of genres. There are so many ways you can create comedy out of simple situations. If your character is running late for school, for example, think about what events may become an obstacle for your character to get there. Consider what may happen as your character is going to school. In any situations, consider what may happen that can turn that simple moment into something funny. Your character may experience funny moments with the people around them. They may have a funny reaction to things. Or they may see something around them that is funny. Use the situations themselves to help drive the comedy in your manga or novel. And if you're creating a manga, you can also use your character's body language or expressions to create a reaction to these events and help to make the comedy even more funny. Number 3. Make your readers think that they know what will happen and then turn it around. A good way to develop comedy in a scene in your manga or novel is to make your audience think that they know what will happen and then twist it in a way that leads to a funny result but is also an unexpected result. A good technique that I like to use when writing funny situations is to break the scene into 3 parts so you can better understand how that scene should be presented. Let's go more in detail about this technique. In the first part, hint towards the comical event that may happen. In the second part, add some sort of clue or evidence that this comical event is about to happen, and your audience will anticipate that it's going to happen. In the third part, twist the scene and make a different funny event occur. This will surprise your audience, but also make them laugh. So let's create an example with this particular technique. In the first part, you may be hinting that your characters are about to play a prank on someone. In the second part, they've got the prank all lined up and ready to go. The audience anticipates that this prank is really going to happen and they're going to play a joke on this other character. And then in the third part, the other character arrives, but secretly they were the one that was about to prank them. And so the other characters who were about to play the prank actually get pranked instead. And that is the twist in the situation which causes the comical moment. Consider how you can use this technique when creating comical situations in your story. Number 4, put characters with conflicting personalities together. In order to build more comedy in situations, put characters together that kind of clash with each other. Some examples are a overly confident character with a really shy character, a funny character with a serious character, a quiet character with a more talkative character. So consider how you can put characters together with opposing personalities and how you can create more funny situations by showing these characters working together in these moments. Number 5, spin cliches around. Look at common cliches in your genre and consider how you can turn these events around to create something new. There's so many cliches out there now, but these cliches provide more opportunity and inspiration for you to turn those concepts into something new. If there's a common cliche that is common in the genre that you're writing about, consider what you can do to turn that cliche into something new in your story. And as a bonus tip before we end this video, let's discuss how to blend comedy with other genres. Comedy is not usually just on its own, comedy will usually be blended with a different type of genre. The way to do this is to look at the key aspects of both genres and merge them together. For example, if you wanted to blend comedy with darker moments, then you may use the happy moments of the comedy to make the meaningful aspects of the darker moments to feel more important. In the darker moments, the comedy may bring more of a focus to the lighter moments, for example. When it comes to blending comedy and other genres, use the comedy to make those situations feel more important. The comedy can bring out the more meaningful and important situations in your characters' lives. If your story is too serious at some points, you may consider adding more comedy in order to lift those moments. The comedy can highlight the happy moments and the more charming moments in your characters' lives, and it can help to bring the story together overall. So as you're writing comedy in your manga or novel, think about the genre that you're combining with comedy and how you can use the comical moments to highlight the most important and meaningful aspects of your characters' lives. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you please let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what kind of comical manga or novels you're creating because I'd really love to hear about it. Also let me know what your favorite comedy, manga or anime is. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you in the next video. Bye!